Hello and welcome back to the channel where we will be compounding 10k to hopefully 1 million in a year or two it will take. We're at day 7. Our equity is around 16k right now. Before we start, let's view a quick trade disclaimer, read this and make sure you understand. Then in the morning we did some analysis already, and right now let's see, our equity has actually dropped since this morning. What I did off stream is take little profits. Actually my OCD just kicked in and I wanted these quantities to be proper and not like 0.7 or so. I took very little profits just to make these look nice. One development was actually that the Alice trade that we took hit profit 1, and actually I stepped out and took the rest. This is a loss that we made. I stepped out and already got back in, but with a small position to maybe fill some more if market goes down first. Then another good development, and actually a nice one, was this RSS3. So we started accumulating this at the 6th of April with 2 market orders at 26 cents, and then we got filled a bit during 2 days, I guess. No, it was all at the 6th, so that was yesterday. And finally today our take profit 1 was hit, so our average entry was 28 cents and the first take profit was hit. It's now time to move our stop loss to break even, and this was actually a nice take profit, so we already got paid today. For the rest we made sure we got paid a little bit. That was from the previous long. This one hasn't hit any profits yet. We still aren't stopped out of ANK, which I expected to be happening, and I actually moved my stop loss a little bit up because there is a monthly over here that just didn't got tapped, and I'm willing to risk a little bit more to see if this is tapped and then maybe goes down. We have an alert over there, so when that is tapped we might double down on the trade, so our entry gets to here if we see a good reaction. If we get stopped out we might get in a little bit higher. Okay, that's it for now. Then the biggest question right now is Bitcoin going to bounce? And I'm a bit indecisive right now. Although we had a good couple of days of ranging and down, we're back into the triangle. We hit the monthly support, which is also 2 naked point of controls and the low of our pitchfork, and we already got a good bounce of 2.5% right now, which isn't bad. And we nearly got to the other naked point of controls. For me, if I look at a lot of the alts, let's view it on a 1 hour time frame. Most of them are at support. Not really. At the trend line, still trying to break out. At support. This one is at support, more or less. Anchor is the one that is still going up. Anchor more or less at support. The BTC pair there lost the trend line, and they all got a really big drop in the last days. So the main question is, will the market in general get at least a bounce? Maybe it isn't much. The logic thing would be that we at least test this line. Do we range first and then test it and have some kind of range here before another drop? That's a good question. Or do we reclaim this and go up from here? That would be a possible scenario, that April is indeed bullish. We cleared the pivot for April, so there's, based on that, not really another reason to stay here. It's a bit, that's my alarm for another Igor session that's about to start in 11 minutes. Question is, am I willing to wait until we reclaim this to get into longs on the alts? Because if I don't, and this bounces, my equity will drop immensely. Wouldn't it be more logic that we at least reject there? Because this is a level that the bears should defend if they want to see a complete rotation back to the lows. We have that value area high, a bit higher. We have the CC right there of this move. That would already mean that we bounced almost 7%. And that would bring us back to the high of our pitchfork. We obviously have some unfinished business in the whole of this section with the naked point of controls. We still have one at the top and we still have a poor high. But we lost both trend lines. This is the Corona trend line. This is from the uptrends. We are making bearish market structure right now. The logic thing would be that this at least bounces. And are we willing to take some longs, cash them completely out, and stay in all or shorts? I will definitely look for a long on Bitcoin, but I would want to see retracement of this bounce, because on the 1 hour this is still just a lower high. In the 15 minutes, starting to see some market structure changes. Another important thing to watch is the ES futures. How these are going? Let's see. So we expected the bounce over here. Actually got it to the dollar, but this one is also lost this major nice channel. Hasn't backtested it yet. Hasn't backtested the monthly, and the weekly VWAP is now has tested this weekly 2 times and is already in a downtrend. Was a 12% rise, which is nice. And has tested back that one. I think I need to make a decision that when I take a long on Bitcoin, I should take some longs on some of the alts as well. That would be the logic thing to do, because if you're longing Bitcoin and that goes well and you're right, the alts are definitely falling in. BTC is still above the triangle, or has already bounced it above it. USD hasn't reclaimed this SR flip yet. This could be a first sign that the alts are not yet ready to go down completely and will at least bounce. So let's see some scenarios. We put in a high here, somewhere there, come down to the pitchfork with the value area low, maybe the daily open, which has not really been backtested yet, and hasn't been backtested in the New York session. That would coincide with the CC. So this is, for me, definitely something to watch if we get there, for then continuation. If we don't get this move and we move all the way up there, it's gonna be important that we claim that, or have a rejection and then buy another CC. That probably is gonna be over there. Another thing to know is that we have a CCV setup, because the day opened below the value area low, and it's actually already activated because we have been spending a lot of time above the value area low right now, and that would mean that we see a full rotation from the val to the value area high. Which could be nice. Definitely if this part is a fake out of the triangle and we get back in. Lately if we see such a setup, we often see a first move like this that goes to the point of control or even higher, but doesn't reach the value area high, then stops out all the people that were buying that one, and then goes to the value area high. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if we will see such a scenario again. And that would have some extra confluence. So basically, if the order flow is in our favor, this is the place to take along if we get there. If we never get there, okay, no problem, then we will need to see a reclaim of this, maybe a reclaim of the daily, but the problem with that one is 0.8% for your first take profit. So that's what I am going to do. I don't really feel like charting a lot of the alts right now. I am already in a lot of trades. If an alert goes off, then I will probably watch the order flow and take that trade. But as you can see, my available balance is getting low because a lot of it is in trades. It's a good thing that we are having the option of doing this on cross, so the balance doesn't get affected much by each trade. But since we are in, I think, 35 trades, you can see we only have 1/4 left. So I'm not really gonna search for a next trade. What I'm going to do is check which one is moving up. Like this is actually quite interesting. The shitcoin ETC has a pump. Oh, it kind of moved up a lot lately. So maybe let's chart ETC, let's chart Kava. It's been a long time since I charted that one. Yeah, let's chart these two and then I'll end the stream. Let's see some music. I'm gonna end the stream right here. You know what we are looking for on Bitcoin. We charted ETC as well. ETC is double for me. It's either short here with a relative small stop loss, but it could take a while, so I'm not sure if you then want that that stop loss that close by, because we can range a lot in that area. Where was it? Like we did over there. Do you want the stop loss above that high? I kind of wouldn't want to do that, otherwise it also could just drop out, and this might be just a back test. I'm not sure how many people are trading this, but it's quite a nice analysis though. And if this one works out here, then it's probably a lot deeper. 44% would be nice. How much should you risk then? If you don't want the stop loss there, I actually wouldn't want to have it over there as well. And you have that CC above us, so for a swing short, we already would need like a 15%. To gain 40%. I'm gonna check this if this comes there, and might as well have another over there. And that's it for today. Let's have just one more quick look at the equity. 15.9. Well, I'm still doing nothing actually. There hasn't been any alerts during this stream, so we didn't do anything. I'll leave it at that, and if I don't do any charting stream anymore today, then I will give an update in the evening before I go to bed if we did something. So have a great day and hope you enjoyed.